All right, dear students, Assalamu alaikum. This is your teacher Fakhri, and we in the last class we discussed the add maths on quadratic equations. Okay, now quadratic, when we say linear equations, we say that it is on of the type y is equals to mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept, right? Here, when we say solve x square plus 5x plus 6, and you see this x square is here, it means that it is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. So let's begin. If I want to solve this, when I say solve, it means that I want to find the point where the curve is going to touch the x-axis. These 2 points will be the solution sets. I am finding these 2 points using algebra. So how do we do it? I take this first value as it is. I write this last value as it is, right? And then I multiply these two numbers. What do I get? I get 6x square. Now, how do I find the factors? We call this as middle term breaking. So we just break the middle term. How do we do it? We say that f 2x plus bx is equals to 5x. All right. 2x plus 3x is 5x, and when I multiply it, I get 6x square. So I just write 2x plus 3x. All right. Other factors may also give 6x square, but adding and subtracting will not give me 5x. For example, I could have thought that 6x minus x is going to give me 5x. But when I multiply I will get minus 6x square, which I don't want. I want the same thing, that if I multiply the extremes, I'm going to get the value 6x square. The factors should be same. Similarly, um, I think this is enough. We'll just see the other examples going ahead. Now, from this point onwards, I just take, for instance, I take x common here. So what remains inside? X plus 2. And from this pair, I take 3 as common, plus 3 I take as common. So x plus 6. All right. Now, x plus 2. I just write x plus 2 here. Now, I write these two in the same bracket and these two outsiders here. All right. So I've got two solutions. I write x is equals to x is 2 or 3, minus 2 or minus 3. All right. So when I say x is equals to x plus 2 is equals to 0. So x is equals to minus 2. And x plus 3 is equals to 0. That gives me x is equals to minus 3. So I've got two values, minus 2 and minus 3. All right. Now let's come here. Again, x square, I write the first term as it is. All right. And then I write the last term plus 14. And then I break the middle term. Here, I know that if I say 7x plus 2x, it is going to give me 9x. And when I multiply it, it is going to give me the product of the extreme values. So 14x square, how many factors are there? 14x into x is going to give me 14x square, but it is not going to give me 9x square. Okay, I'm not going to get any. Similarly, 7x into 2x is going to give me 14x square, as well as when I add it, it is going to give me 9x. So this is the right choice. I take common x plus 7 and I take plus 2 out here. X plus 7 remains inside. And again, when I say x plus 7 and x plus 2, I get two factors. Then I get X is equals to -7 and X equals to -2. All right. These are two factors. For your imagination, I just tell you that actually I have found 2 points on the x-axis, that is -7 and -2. All right. -7 and -2. So this is -1, this is -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. This is -7 and this is -2. I have found these 2 points on the x-axis. All right. I'm finding this is the most important part. Okay. There are further parts as well. For example, when I add them and divide it by 2, I'm going to get the equation of line of symmetry. All right. And I told you that you can also use the formula minus b over 2a. All right. But this is secondary. I'm just giving you to keep you updated on what is going to come ahead. So let's just look at the other question. Here, again, you can see it, the 21x. So I multiply this with this, I get 20x square. Now I look at the middle term. How should I break it? That when I add and subtract, I get 21x, and when I multiply it, I get 20x squared. So answer itself is present here. If I take 20x multiply by x, I'm going to get 20x squared. And if I'm going to add these two factors, I can very easily get 21x. So this is the easiest factor. All right. I just move it. Okay. And I just write it here. I say x squared plus 20x plus x plus 20 is equal to 0. So I just take these two pairs are here. I take x common from the first pair. I get this. And plus 1 from the second pair. I get x plus 20 is equals to 0. So I follow the same practice. I get x plus 1 is equals to. Now we have got two values. X is equals to -20 and x is equals to -1. All right. So on the graph, you will see that this is -1, suppose, and this is -20. All right. When the curve would be made, it would go from these 2 points like this. All right. So let's come to the next question. All right. This is a website, Corbe Maths. I've taken these questions from there. Here it's a bit interesting. You can see that when I multiply this with this, I get -18x squared. Now, there are many factors. I can say that -18x multiplied by x is going to give me -18x squared. But when I add or subtract it, I'm not going to get 3x. So let's see any other number. For example, if I say -18x, 9x squared multiplied by 2x squared, 2x, I'm going to get 9x multiplied by 2x, I'm going to get 18x squared minus 18x squared, but still adding and subtracting is not going to give me -3x. Let's see the other factor. Suppose if I say -6x multiply by 3x, here I'm going to get -18x squared when I multiply these two factors, and I get 3x if I add and subtract these two. So these are the right factors. I write the first term as it is, and I write the last term, and I break it, writing -6x plus 3x. All right. So if you research it yourself, you will find many ways being shown on the internet. But I think keep yourself focused and uh, just practice it. Later on, you will be able to find the others. Here, I have taken value number 3 as common, which is helping me to make these factors. All right. I hope it's clear. And I write the same values here, and then I write x plus 3. Now I've got two factors. I'm going to solve it. I'm going to get x is equals to 6 and x is equals to minus 3. That is on the curve, on the on the x-axis, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3. This is 1 point. And on 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got the other point. All right. So when the curve would be made, it would go somewhere touching these. Okay. Hope it's quite understood. I've tried to make it as simple as possible and relevant, most precise. Okay. So try to follow this. I'm going to send you the worksheet. Have a nice time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.